It's story time with the Baseball King. On today's episode of Baseball King Collectibles. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the studio. So glad to have you all with us, including everybody who's new, just subscribed in the last couple of days, couple of weeks. We're glad to have you all with us. Today, we're going to take you back 1989 to Atlantic City, the Tropicana Hotel, and it was the 500 home run hitter show. All the 11 500 home run hitters who were still alive at the time. Of course, no Ruth, no Jimmy Fox, and no Miller. They were all deceased. So the other 11 remaining players who had 500 homers were at the show. All 11 of them. It's an incredible lineup. Look at the lineup we got here. I'll post that up in a minute. We'll see everybody who's there, including the hit king Pete Rose. All right? So he was, and look, Pete Rose's billing was even bigger. You know, he had the big billing for some reason. I don't know why, but maybe who knows? Maybe they paid him more. I don't know. They paid him for that. Who knows? But he was the draw. I don't think so. I think the 500 home run hitters were the draw. Of course, Mantle's there. Williams, Mays, Aaron, all in the same building, all in the same room. That's pretty incredible if you think about it, right? All those guys in the same room. How often have they been together other than for a Hall of Fame ceremony or something like that? So it was pretty incredible to have them all in the same room, all in the same show. So let's take a look at the pricing and all that for the show. I'm going to put that up on the screen. I'll read along with you here. I got my own copy, so, let's put that up. We'll show you what's going on at the show. It costs $5 to get in that day. And you got a free poster, the 500 home run poster each day. And that poster sells for, a pretty penny. About $10 maybe. You can get that poster, maybe less. That should be a pretty penny. It's kind of cheap still. But still, it was free. They were giving them away, all right? The autograph fees, if you wanted Mantle and Ted Williams, you had to buy a super ticket. All right? You couldn't put them on that ball unless you bought a super ticket. And I already had Mantle from previous show. I've met him in the past. And I think I met Killebrew already before that. I'm not sure. But this is 1989. It's 1989. I have the Bill White ball. You could see Bill White on the ball. And he was the president. So, National League. So, this is as I could date a little better in this show. But at this show, I think I got Matthews, Reggie, McCovey, and Banks. I think I had everybody else right prior to that. It was all during that same year or right after. It was all in the same year. It was a huge. Shows were everywhere. Players were everywhere. It was constant. All right, so they're all there. Pete Rose is there too. It's just an amazing show. The lines were like down the block and around the corner for these shows. They're signing for 3-4 hours each. I mean, the prices were really cheap at the time. I mean, $120. You could have got a super ticket and got everybody signed, including Pete Rose. That comes out to $10 a signature. I mean, come on. I should have got 20 of them. What was I thinking? I didn't even buy a super ticket. I just did it individually. Look, you could have got individually prices. Rose, $10. Jackson, $10. Schmidt, $10. These are extras. So, Aaron, $9. Mays, $9. See, Rose and Jackson and Schmidt were more than Aaron, Mays, and Robinson. Go figure. I don't know. That's how it was. So, you could have got a super ticket on that. So I didn't. I just got individually a few signed. Like I said, I already had Mantle, but I didn't. $30 was a lot to get signatures back then. And those, for me it was anyway. I just had a family. I just got married, had a house, a mortgage. It was hard. So doing all that was not easy. So look at the prices. Really, Rose, Banks, Aaron, $15. Down at the bottom, you'll see all that. I mean, you could have just got all that these guys for nothing, next to nothing compared to what they're charging now. And look at the mail order. If you want to do mail order, 500 home run print was $400. All right, $400. And look at the price, which is pretty good back then. It was a lot of money back then. Who had $400? I didn't, so I didn't get that. The 500 homer bat was also $300, even less. Okay, $300 for that bat. That bat's now like a $3,000 bat, maybe more. And then the 500 homer ball, of course, which is worth also about $3,000 now also. So we'll show you all the prices. We'll put all that up, and we found out. And there's also a home run cachet, a commemorative cachet they made also. And I wasn't into that at all. Like, those are the postage ones, I think, the cachets they call them. That was $150 for 11 signatures too. I mean, now I'd buy 20 of them, of course. But the prices back then were pricey for the time, all right? Everything is according to them. But look at the prices then and now. It's crazy, right? And like I said, you could have got at the very bottom, you'll see black and white photo of Mantle, DiMaggio, both signed for $45. A Williams, Mantle, Musial for $50. A Mantle, DiMaggio, Williams for $75. I mean, you see all the prices on it. Incredible, right? Just incredible what was going on back then. So look, here's the ball. Here's my ball. All right, here's the ball. The ball. Also. This is probably one of my favorite in my collection because it's not easy. It wasn't easy. It was difficult, and it's pristine condition. I only took it out of this once. I only had 10 autographs on here of the 11 till very recently. I was able to get Mike Schmidt at a Philadelphia show about 2 years ago. I never saw him. All these years, Mike Schmidt never came to New York to do any shows. Just didn't. And if he did, I just didn't hear about it. I missed him, which I doubt it because I was, very much into the hobby at the time. So anyway, here's my ball. Let's go over it real quick. We'll start out with the side panel. There's Ernie Banks and Reggie Jackson and Mike Schmidt. All right. We'll see them right there. A little glare, I think. All right. On the side panel, we got, it was a big panel. That's Willie Mays and Ted Williams, of course. For all you guys who can't know how to read script, that's Ted Williams and Willie Mays. Yeah, I was always, what's Mays' autograph? But he changed that over the years. It wasn't always like that. It was a little bit better. But these are good autographs for him, really. On this panel here, we got, it's Mickey Mantle, Frank Robinson. That's a nice panel there, too. All right. And where would I leave one out here? There has to be another panel missing. Yeah, it's right here. It's McCovey, Killebrew, and Eddie Matthews. And the sweet spot, of course. You put the all-time home run leader at the time there. You put Hank Aaron on the sweet spot. Some guys I see put Mays on there, and Mays with Mantle with Ted Williams. Maybe their favorite players or not. But if you've done the ball right, this is how the ball should be done right, with Aaron in the middle. I mean, now, of course, it's Bonds' new leader, but at the time, this ball is not going to be changed. It's the original 11 is going to stay that way. I will never put another signature on this ball. There's many others who've gotten it since, but no. This was a show made about this. It was a very famous show back in the 80s. This might have been the most popular card show of all time, I would think, as far as crowds and as far as drawing power. Look who was there. Like I said, the guest list was just phenomenal. So, like I said, it was just an amazing day. Like I said, just to see all the guys in the same room was pretty awesome at the same time, too. I should have took some pictures. I don't know why I didn't. But cameras weren't a big thing. We didn't have one in our pocket back in the day. So that's how it was, guys. So hope you enjoyed it. My baseball, 500 home ball, which I'll never get rid of. The price don't even matter. You couldn't offer me enough money for it. It's in my collection forever. So there you have it, guys. Another episode of Baseball Collectibles in the books. Come back next time, and we'll see you again soon.